Hey guys, CDTVThaG here, and the G of course stands for ghosts. That was a pretty easy one to come up with. And today we're going to be reacting to the new album by Kanye West and Kid Cudi titled Kids See Ghosts. So I'm a pretty big fan of Kanye West. I had mixed feelings towards his Yeah album at first, and you can check out my first reaction to that. But over time it has grown on me a lot. The track Yikes, which I didn't like at first, has become one of my favourites from the project. As for Kid Cudi, I really haven't listened to a lot of songs from him, but he's worked really well with Kanye on the past. I love the song Welcome to Heartbreak. And obviously he was really good on Ghost Town as well, which there is a follow-up to on this album. So let's not waste any more time, only 24 minutes. Let's start with track number 1, which is, I'm gonna click on it so I can see that full feature name. Fourth Dimension featuring Louis Prima. We had to wait for this as well. Oh my god, it took forever to come out on Apple Music. Okay.
We not worry about no other niggas.
Oh, Pusha T.
Other niggas.
Nice.
You bust down a rollie, I bust down a brick.
It's interesting, there's no drums yet. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Interesting sounds. Oh. Don't know what the fuck these vocals are, but the beat's nice. Okay, I really did not like that portion of the song. The beat was fantastic, but the vocals were just so painful to listen to. That's whoa. I don't think the songs are titled right on here. This track is clearly called Feel the Love, not Fourth Dimension. Is Feel the Love supposed to be the opening track? Or is Fourth Dimension supposed to be the opening track? Great, even when it's out, it's just even more confusing. Okay, according to some people, it's just the wrong titles, but the songs are in the right order. Oh shit, I didn't even give my thoughts on the first track, because this was also confusing. It was okay. The production was really nice, the drums were insane, but Kanye West doing the ad-libs honestly ruined the track for me. Just not something that's very fun to listen to, which is a shame because I honestly feel like that was kind of like a waste of good production. Cudi had a good chorus though. Right, there's my thoughts on that one. Now let's get into track number 2. Now that I know what's going on, fire.
Do it yourself. I done proved it myself. Back on that rule of myself. It's so many days I prayed to God.
Cudi.
All this pain I couldn't seem to find a way. On the mission, live and carry on. Got my family I'm seeing through by the days.
Okay.
Kidding me. Watch your fake. Leaving buzz.
Liking this. I feel like he's going to be pulling out a lot of good hooks on here. That was an interesting song, a very short one. The main thing I liked on that song was, of course, the production. The production was great again. I liked how it had it was almost kind of like, I'd describe them as marching style drums. Had a cool little bounce to it. The production has been really great on these first 2 tracks. Kanye's verse, it was quite short. You know, nothing that really stood out to me. Cudi's verse, he was flowing nicely. But the main thing I liked vocally here was the hook that Cudi did. So I wish that came up more than once. It's weird though. Again, I'm getting the feeling I had when I first listened to Ye. Although I'm getting it even stronger here. The feeling that the album hasn't really started yet. And we're already 2 tracks in, you know. I don't feel like this project has been introduced in the best way. I think that's how I'd put it. So let's see where we're going next with track number 3, which is actually Fourth Dimension. It's a cool sample. Okay.
Like a mix of Master P and Rick Ross. She seen it made me always feel like a boss. She said I'm in the wrong hole. I said I'm lost.
Okay, this is what I'm wanting. Okay. Whoa, that's a nice sample. Okay, we're getting a ghost vibe now. This should have been the intro track. I quite like his monotone delivery. It's not necessarily monotone, but it's definitely low key. So I think that definitely should have been the opening track to the album. It was a perfect way to introduce it. The verse from Kanye was entertaining. He was coming through with nice braggadocious lines, and you know, they were kind of like ridiculous but funny, just the way Kanye does. Cudi had a nice verse too. It wasn't as like witty as Kanye West's verse, but it was nice, it flowed well, he had nice rhymes on there, so this is easily my favourite song on the project so far. It's the first one that feels like an actual song to me. So next up we have the only one that's actually in the right place on Apple Music. We have Freeee, or Ghost Town Part 2. So I'm excited to hear this. Obviously that title's a play off of the vocals at the end of Ghost Town, which were done by 070 Shake, I think.
I don't feel pain anymore. Guess what, baby? I feel free.
Don't fucking scoop at me. Don't do this.
He lit me up every time that I fell. It set me free.
Ooh. Is that Ty Dolla again? My man.
I feel free.
Oh. His vocals.
I don't feel pain anymore. Yeah. Feel I'm out of my past life.
This is so strange. I'm having such a hard time like digesting this album and kind of deciding what I think about it. Loved Ty Dolla $ign's vocals on here. I had the same praise for the Ye album. He's always good on everything he touches, man. His vocals are beautiful, so I wouldn't mind if he was featured on every single track. Definitely doesn't compare to the original Ghost Town track. Ghost Town was way better. I don't know, I just wasn't hugely feeling this track that much. These are all just kind of feeling a little bit random to me and all kind of a bit thrown together. But up next, we have track number 5, which is titled Reborn. And I'm assuming this will be the longest track on the album, over 5 minutes. I'm liking that melody.
I'm so reborn. I'm moving forward. Keep moving forward.
I do like Kid Cudi's hooks, but his vocals are something that I'm in like kind of two minds about. I do kind of like the sound he has to his voice, but there's also part of it that just sounds like he's not really putting too much effort into the singing.
Very rarely do you catch me out. Y'all don't specially invited guess me out. Y'all been telling jokes that's gonna stress me out. Soon as I walk in, I'm like, let's be out. I was off the meds, I was called insane. What an awesome thing, engulfed the shame. I want all the rain, I want all the pain.
Kanye got a little bit real with us here, I like that. Okay.
Something that starts with me.
See, this is still soft, but it sounds like there's more effort to it. Clearly a track about their, you know, their mental struggles they've been through.
Keep moving forward. I'm so reborn. I'm moving forward.
Definitely one of the ones that I liked a bit more on here for sure. Really enjoyed the Kanye verse there, you know. It covered a lot of the kind of similar subject matter to what he covered all throughout Ye. You know, obviously talking about people calling him insane and him being on drugs to help his mental state. Really enjoyed his verse here. Also like Kid Cudi's verse. I liked what he did here, but I guess what I'm figuring out so far, I'm not sure if I'm such a big fan of Kid Cudi as a whole. Because like I said, I didn't really like the chorus on this one. It just sounded a bit too lackluster to me. It didn't really feel like there was much to it. You're going from like Kanye's verse, which was quite powerful and moving, to this really just kind of droning chorus. I liked the theme of the song. I liked what they were saying. The message and everything was really cool. It's just kind of the hook that made it lose points, because I don't think it's a bad song. It just lost some points with that hook, I think. Let's go to track number 6, the second last song on this album. We have Kids See Ghosts, the title track. Oh yeah, and I believe this is the one featuring Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def. And I think that's him there.
Start that movement. Y'all can move me. Moving around.
I do like that this really fits the title of the album though. This one does have that kind of ghost-like feel.
I like breakfast in bed, but I love breakfast ahead. For anybody who said that I was better off dead.
Another great, I gotta say, Kanye has repeatedly been the highlight of this album for me so far. That was an okay track. I definitely think, like I said, Kanye West is just my favourite part of that song 100%. And I do like that the instrumental was more suited to the Kids See Ghosts theme, because I was actually about to point that out, that I don't feel a lot of the beats so far have really fit into this kind of ghost idea. The beat for Fourth Dimension did, and this one did, but I haven't really picked up on it that much on any other tracks. But I feel like this just still isn't, you know, striking me as something that's too special so far. Cudi, I'm really trying to decide how I feel about him. Maybe I'll have to listen to a solo album to really get a feel of his music, but on this project, I've not been feeling him that much. His vocals just sound a bit uninteresting and awkward to me. But yeah, I guess we'll just move on to the final track, track number 7 on this album, which is called Cudi Montage. The flow's nice. I honestly feel like I'm liking Cudi's background vocals more than his main ones. I'm sorry if you're a Cudi fan, you know, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
Everybody want world peace.
Yeah, again.
Get shot in the dome piece. Then you go and buy your own piece, hoping it'll help you find your own peace. Green light to what they don't see. Auntie crying on the concrete. Caught with the rifle with the long reach. Just another cycle of the lonely. Throw a shining light on me.
Oh, I can hear the instrumental just building up in the background. That is nice. I like the beat there.
Both sides lose somebody. Somebody dies, somebody go to jail.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool song. I think probably one of the better ones on here. I really like the subject matter that Kanye West was tackling here. I feel like he's been putting a lot of content into his verses here, and every single time he was on here it's been great, including this track. I really liked what he did on here. I even think actually it kind of followed a narrative the whole way through his verse, which is really cool. There was a story being told there, and it's quite a tragic story as well. And then I really like the line he said at the end where he said, when a murder happens, both sides lose somebody, because somebody dies, someone gets killed, and the person who killed them goes to jail. So no one really wins in the end. Really liked how he did that. That was powerful stuff. Cudi's verse, I already gave my thoughts on that. You know, I really preferred his background vocals on that song. I'd honestly listen to this without the first verse, and then I think the rest of it is really good. That's us finished already. I always get shocked by how quickly these go, even knowing that they're going to be short projects. But Kids See Ghosts, honestly, I'm not feeling this project. I guess this is one of those albums where if you're feeling the vibe of it, you can just put it on, just listen to it, and just kind of drift away to the music. But I wasn't feeling the vibe of it, so that just didn't happen for me. Favorite tracks on this album, I'd say Fourth Dimension and Cudi Montage. Yeah, I feel like this is just a really strange album. Not something I think I'm ever really gonna listen to again. You know, and maybe a lot of it has to do with the fact that I didn't know how I felt about Kid Cudi before this album, because I hadn't listened to any of his music pretty much. I'd only listened to like Soundtrack to My Life, I think. And I think this album, at least on this particular album, I didn't really like what he had to offer. He was really uninteresting and bland to me on this project. You know, every time Kanye came in, I felt relieved because it was like a breath of fresh air. Someone was coming in with a bit more energy whilst still providing a vibe. Kanye, undoubtedly, he did kill it on here. Every single verse he laid down on here, I think was pretty great. But overall, as a whole project, I didn't like this. I didn't enjoy it. It's something that even though I liked a couple of tracks, it just breezed by and didn't really grab my attention. That's what I think with Kids See Ghosts. That's my problems with it and the things I liked about it. Do you guys agree? Let me know down in those comments below. Of course, if you enjoyed this reaction, you can subscribe if you want to see more like this one. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all in the next video, and this is CDTVThaG, signing out.